Hey, welcome back. We are taking a look today at topic 6, block 2, and we are focusing on this block with division. Now, the last block we looked a lot at multiplication with integers, and now we're going to be looking at division with integers, and we are going to be taking a look at using algebra tiles to make sense of division with integers. So let's get started right away. Let's look at this first problem. Now we are going to use yellow to represent positives, and we are going to use red to represent negatives. You don't have to draw the numbers in there unless you really want to, but this is what I'm going to do on here. So let's take a look. First of all, we have 6 divided by 2, and what that means is we are taking and putting 6 into 2 equal sets. That's what 6 divided by 2 means. We're going to take 6 positives and put them into 2 equal sets. So I'm going to do it like this. I know that I'm going to put them in 2 sets, so I'm going to go 1 set, 2 sets. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I have 6, and they are in 2 different sets. And now we want to look at how many do I have in each set. Well, as you can see, in each set, I have 3, and that's why 6 divided by 2 equals 3. All right, well, let's take a look at the next one then. The next one, letter B over here, this is negative 6 divided by 2. So we're going to take negative 6 negatives, and we are going to divide them into 2 equal sets. All right, so let's do that. Negative 6, so 1 negative, 2 negatives, 3 negatives, 4 negatives, 5 negatives, 6 negatives. And you can see that I have divided them into 2 equal groups. And how many are in each group? Well, you can see I have negative 3 in each group because those were 6 negatives, and now they're into 2 equal groups with 3 negatives in each group. Yay! Okay, now this next one is a little trickier. So you do your best to try to wrap your head around this. Now, this is saying 6 divided by negative 2 equals negative 3. So watch carefully. This, we are going to take 6 and we're going to break it up into, so anyway, like I was saying, we're going to take 6 and break it into 2 equal sets, or the opposite of 2 equal sets, which sounds weird. So we're just going to say 2 equal sets. But because we're looking at negative 2, we're going to take the opposite of that when we're almost there. So we're going to take 6 into 2 equal sets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 into 2 equal sets. But because it's negative 2, we're going to flip it. We're going to flip the tiles and turn it into the opposite. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And how many are in each of those groups? That's right. There's negative 3 because we took the opposite because of that negative sign in the divisor there. Negative 2. Okay? So, again, keep on practicing with that weird negative 2 thing. Let's start with negative 6 divided by negative 2. So now we're taking negative 6 into 2 equal sets. But then we're going to take the opposite because of the negative. So negative 6 into 2 equal sets. There's negative 6 into 2 equal sets, and then we take the opposite because of that negative sign in the second number, and so then we are left with 2 equal sets. And how much is in each set? 3. Positive 3. So, to recap really quick here, 6 divided by 2, so positive 6 divided by positive 2 is 3. Negative 6 divided by positive 2 is negative 3. 6 divided by negative 2 is negative 3. And negative 6 divided by negative 2 is positive 3. Very interesting how those work out like that. Okay, well let's take a look at some more here with some extra practice. Now, let's think about what each of these means. So this is negative 8, and it's going to be divided into 2 equal groups, or 2 equal sets. So, negative 8, that's red. Negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5, negative 6, negative 7, negative 8. And as you can see, each group has negative 4 in each group. Okay? Now, the next one is 10 divided into 2 equal groups. So 10 into 2 equal sets. But then we take the opposite because of that negative sign in the divisor. So we're going to take 10, 2 equal groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2 equal groups. But then we have to take the opposite, right? So that means we're going to take and flip each of those. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And how much is in each group? Each group has negative 5, just like it says in the original, because of that negative sign in the second one that says we have to take the opposite of that. All right, one more here. This next one says negative 8 divided by negative 4. So what does that mean? That's negative 8, and we're going to divide that into 4 equal groups or equal sets. And then, because that second number is negative, we're going to take the opposite of that at the end. So negative 8. So starting with the negative color into 4 equal sets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, that is negative 8 into 4 equal sets, but we have to take the opposite of that. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And how much is in each set? And you can see that there is 2 in each set. This set has 2, this set has 2, that set has 2, and that set has 2. So negative 8 divided by negative 4 equals positive 2. Very interesting stuff. All right, make sure that you're writing all of this down in your math notebook if you haven't been already. If you haven't been, go back and start again. All right, now this one, we are not even going to answer question number 2 because we're not no, never mind. Forget about it. Now this next one, we're going back and reviewing multiplication rules. So 3 times 4 equals 12. What does that mean? Well, that is 3 sets of 4. 3 sets of 4. So, and they're all positives. We've got 3 sets of positive 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's our second set. Third set coming up. And so that's why we have, if we have 3 sets of positive 4, we have 12. Okay. This next one says that we're multiplying 5 times negative 3. 5 sets of negative 3. So since we're doing negative 3, 5 sets of negative 3, so 1 set, 2 sets, 3 sets of negative 3, 4 sets of negative 3, 5 sets of negative 3. And what do we have when we're all done with our 5 sets of negative 3? We have negative 15. Of course. Moving on. Now remember from yesterday or the last lesson what this means. When we have that -2 at the beginning, we have to say that this is the opposite of 2 sets of 4. The opposite of 2 sets of 4. So we're going to start off with 2 sets of 4. So here's 1 set of 4, 2 sets of 4. But because we have to take the opposite of that, that means we have to flip these to their opposites, which means we end up with -8, just like it says. Okay, and our last one here on this, -3 multiplied by -6. Please remember that that first number, if it's negative, that means the opposite of 3 sets of -6. So remember, 3 sets of -6 is what we start with. So 3 sets of -6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 negatives. Here's 2 sets of -6 and 3 sets of -6. But remember, we are taking the opposite of that. So we have to take and flip all of them over so that now we have 3 sets of the opposite of -6, which is +6. And so now we have a total of 18 positives. Okay, just a little quick review there of that particular information. Now, this very last bit here, it says we are going to use words to describe what each expression represents. Please remember what we've talked about already. Okay? So, if we look at the first one here, -9 divided by 3. So this is -9 divided into 3 equal sets, or 3 equal groups. So that's -9, and we're going to divide it into 3 equal sets. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's -9 into 3 equal sets. And how much is in each set? That's correct. There are 3 negatives in each set. -3 in each set. Okay? This next one is -10 divided by -5. So what does that mean? Make sure we write this down. That is -10 divided into 5 equal sets. But then we take the opposite of that when we're done. So, starting with -10 into 5 equal sets. There's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's -10 divided into 5 equal sets. Now we have to take the opposite of that. So it's going to look just the same, except instead of being the negatives, they will be positives. So -10 divided by -5 is how much in each group? +2 in each group. +2 in each group. Beautiful, beautiful work there. All right. And last but not least, 12 divided by -3. Let's write down what that means. So this is 12. 12 is being divided into 3 equal sets or groups. But then we take the opposite of that because the second number is negative. So let's divide 12 into 3 equal sets. That's +12 into 3 equal sets. 3 equal sets. So there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's 12 divided into 3 equal sets, but we have to take the opposite of that, so we're going to turn all of these over. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And how much do we have in each group? After we have divided 12 into 3 equal sets and taken their opposites, how much is in each group? -4. We have -4 in each group. So the answer is -4. So it's kind of weird to wrap your head around integer division and multiplication, but I hope this helped clear some of that up. We'll give you some practice with this on the assignment for today. Have a great day. Don't forget to be awesome, and I'll see you next time.